This episode is brought to you by Marshalls, where you never have to compromise between quality and price. The buyers at Marshalls hustle hard, working to bring you great deals on brand name and designer pieces. Because Marshalls believes everyone deserves access to the good stuff. Visit a Marshalls store near you or shop online at marshalls.com.
Hey, it's Paris. You know I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and AutoCamp, I just slept under them. Picture me serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
What does let's figure it out mean? You pay it?
I told him that I would pay it to get it turned on.
You started dating this guy.
I know, but I knew his family for 4 years.
What difference does that make? Look at you. Where are you now? Because I can't help but notice that you're standing here in front of me.
This is the plaintiff, Patricia Barton. She says she's known the defendant for 40 years. And once they reconnected after being apart, their relationship went from 0 to 100 instantly. Unfortunately, as time went by, it became evident the defendant had financial problems, and she foolishly lent him money. Now she can't seem to get the louse to pay her the $1,002.20 he owes her. So she's taking him to court. This court, the People's Court. This is the defendant, Carmine Ferraro. He says he and the plaintiff got into a pretty serious relationship, but once it became a little rocky, it turned from I'll help you and you help me into pay me everything I loaned you. Loaned? There were no loans. This was a relationship where both people contributed, plain and simple, so he owes nothing. He's accused of being a real heel.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
The Honorable Judge Marilyn Milian, I'm presiding. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, Patricia Barton, you are suing Carmine Ferraro for $1,002.20 that you say you loaned him in the space of a couple of weeks, and that he has not repaid. Tell me what's going on.
Yes, I've known Mr. Ferraro for a very long time. I graduated with his brother. I've known his parents, and approximately June 17th, we bumped into each other. I recognized him immediately. He didn't recognize me, but then we, after talking, we exchanged phone numbers. Our first phone call lasted 15 hours. I mean, yeah, I know. 15 hours.
Like, who has 15 hours to be on the phone? Who has a job?
It was pretty intense, but there was a lot of laughter. There was a lot of familiarity. We got back, we reacquainted with each other.
Okay, so you talked for 15 hours?
Yes, our phones had died. We had to plug it back in. We even tried at the house phone a couple of times because we had to recharge the phone. It just was so comforting. I really hadn't dated after my husband passed away. So
when did your husband pass away?
In 2009. So he had asked me to go out on a real date for that Friday. And then Friday, I could not wait to see him on a real date after all these years. And it just went. I mean, the sparks were just there. It was just really great. Within 2 weeks, he had confessed that he was having financial issues, and then he even borrowed the money to take me out on the first date from a friend of his from work. And, but by that time I said, if you're having that much problems, we could have just had a pizza and watched a movie. We didn't have to spend money for you to go in debt. And I offered to help him with budgeting. I'm very good, with finances and being on my own. I have no choice. Within a couple of days later, I didn't hear from him. And I called him, what's going on? And, he was giving me I'm humiliated. You're too good for me. I don't deserve you, but I'm having some financial problems. My utility was shut off. And I said, oh my God, bring over the bill. Let's figure it out.
What does let's figure it out mean? You pay it?
I told him that I would pay it to get it turned
You just
on.
started dating this guy.
I know, but I knew his family for 40 years.
What difference does that make? Look at you. Where are you now? Because I can't help but notice that you're standing here in front of me.
I know. I'm
right.
broke.
So, you
I'm
know,
broke.
if you're so good with finances, it sounds to me like you stink at finances.
No, I had
No,
money.
no, you do. You stink at finances because there's a guy who first of all, it didn't end well. You stopped dating, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then he owes you a bunch of money that he's not paying you, and you have to sue him. Okay, are you good with finances or bad with finances? Because it lasted, what, 25 minutes?
No, but my bills are
It turns
paid.
out you're bad with oh, I see. So you're good with your own finances,
Yeah.
but if someone walks by with like a twinkle in his eye, that's the end. Then you're no longer good with your finances. Then you act like a little schoolgirl tossing money at him.
No.
Yes. That's
No.
why you're here and suing.
No, I help a lot of people. I take care of a lot of elderly people that,
Okay.
you know, if they need rides
Stop.
to the gas.
Stop. That's milk of human kindness stuff.
Yes.
If this was milk of human kindness stuff, then why are you suing?
No, because I had said to him that I would help you, but the only money that I had put away was the money that I was saving to move. I have to move.
Oh my God, it gets worse. So
No.
not only do you end up throwing money at a guy who just started dating, but it was money that you needed, so it was
And
money that you
and
really
he ag-
shouldn't be throwing around.
And he agreed that he would pay me back.
How'd that work out for you?
He made me one
How'd
payment.
that work out for you?
Not so good.
Oh, okay.
But
What's going on, Mr. Fedado?
Right, Your Honor. Well, it's basically like she said, the relationship got very serious, and when I asked her, well, she more or less volunteered to help me, and when she did that, you know, it was my understanding that it was, you know, we were a couple, we even talked about moving in down the line, and all of a sudden things got rocky between us.
When she loaned you, okay, it wasn't just one bill. It was public service, $275. What's public service?
That's utility. That's electric and gas.
Comcast, $416.40.
And that wasn't his whole bill. I have his bill. It was $675.
For what?
He was so behind in his Comcast.
Sunoco gas, $45.
He had
Food Town, $209, and a pawn ticket, $231.80. What was a pawn ticket for?
He needed more money, and I said, I have no more cash.
So you pawned something?
I pawned a bracelet to help him.
What is wrong with you?
I wanted to help him. I wanted to help him.
You wanted this man.
No, well,
Yes.
he also has.
Look at me. If you have to buy a guy,
I wasn't buying it.
it kind of sounds like a woman who just met a guy is all excited and he needs money, so you're going to pour money you don't even have. You're going to pawn stuff. Why doesn't he pawn stuff? And if he doesn't have it, then I guess we just do without cable
Because
that
he
month.
had something in pawn, and he needed money to get it out and pay the interest until his
What's
next
the
paycheck.
pawn ticket you're suing for?
The total price?
No.
Oh, no. Oh,
Is
it was
your bracelet that you pawned to give him money you didn't have?
Yes.
Do you understand how desperate that sounds?
Sounds very stupid.
Yeah.
Very stupid.
Yeah, so why don't you stop making excuses and acknowledge that, you know, you kind of behaved like a very stupid little girl. And what's your excuse?
I never told her to do anything
He
like
came
that.
with
Did
me.
you
Did
know?
it on
Stop
her
talking. It's your turn to stop talking. Now it's your turn to start talking. I want you to explain how you see somebody who you haven't seen in all these years. You know she's all excited about you. You borrow money to take her out, and then you end up sticking her with $1,000 in bills. How's that happen?
You know, I never had any intentions of asking her for the money. I was going to
But
go.
you took it. You were happy to take it.
Yes. Well, she
Kind of a gigolo. So why are you taking the money?
She offered it to me.
Well, she
I
offered
could have
it.
went and got it somewhere else, and you know.
Well, why didn't you get it
paid
somewhere else
interest
instead of from some woman who likes you and who has to pawn stuff to give you money because she's so pathetic?
Because she.
It's kind of pathetic.
she
It's
practically-
abusive on your part.
Well, she practically insisted on wanting to do it, and it was like she was going to get mad at me if she didn't do it for me.
Oh, you were doing her a favor.
So you know, she.
So why wouldn't you have to pay her back?
The way I understood it was like, don't worry about it now. We're a couple.
Well, then why did you make a payment?
Well, because when she threatened to take me to court, then I decided, well, you know, I don't need any of this kind of mess in my life.
And so you decided to make a payment.
Yes.
So you made one payment for how much?
For $175.
And then, so once you did that, why didn't you just keep making payments?
Because I don't know. I just thought about it later on, and I just felt that I didn't owe her the money.
Okay, before you break up, does she ask for money, or is it after you break up? Or do you break up, or you just fizzle? What happens here?
No, it was after we broke up.
Who broke up with who and how and when?
I guess about a month ago. It's
Okay,
just,
so, and how did you break up?
just stopped seeing each other.
There was no
No
conversation?
calling, no nothing.
Okay, do you have texts or anything to show
Yes,
what the...
I do,
Yeah, because
and,
here, essentially what we have is the age-old question, boyfriend, girlfriend, loan, gift. Okay, where
Yes.
he's saying it's a gift, that he's just so irresistible that you just want to pour money his way, which there's always a little element of truth to, because if and it's always a girl on that side. 1 out of every 100 is a boy. And it may be that boys are embarrassed to come to court and ask for the money. I don't know what it is, but boy, am I sick of girls forking over money. But what I have to do, despite how distasteful I think you're giving him money is, I have to actually get to the bottom of it and determine whether it was a loan or a gift. 2 things are going to help me to do that in this case. One is the fact that you made a payment. That's on her side of the ledger, okay? And the second thing is apparently what is in your hands. So do you have texts or emails or something from him? What is that?
Well, I have, well, it was July 19th, he made the first payment. The second payment
When did
was
you guys break up and how?
August 20th, when he left me a threatening message, calling me the word and all this other stuff, and it's all about money with you. And his payment was due July 19th. And I called him at 7 o'clock in the morning and said, I'll meet you at your house, you know, after work. Because up until that point, we were, even though we were still together, you know, we did have some rocky moments, we were still together up until July 19th. On that day, on that Friday, I called him at 7 in the morning because he starts work really early. I said, I'll meet you at the house after work, you know, for the payment. And he's left me a message saying, you can be there, but I'm not going to be home. I didn't get paid. And I said, what do you mean you didn't get paid? I said, you work for the post office. And so I called his brother, I called 2 friends and a cousin that work at the post office. Nobody had a problem with their paycheck. So I contacted him, I said, everyone got paid. Now I know that you're just lying and you're just trying to get away with not paying me. And then that was, I believe that was August 16th, he was supposed to make the payment.
August 16th or July 16th?
July 13th was the first payment, and he did make that. August 16th, the next payment was supposedly due. That's when he was saying, I'm not going to be home, I'm not this. And when I verified that there was no problem with the paycheck, I sent him a text message saying, I will see you in court.
Okay. Would you hand me the text? Let me see what they say. What I want are the texts between you guys like around July, August.
Okay.
Are you there? And I'll just scroll up and
Okay,
down.
this
Tell my bailiff how you scroll up and down.
You just
Looks
do
like
the
7.
arrow.
Got it?
The
Okay,
arrow.
let's go. Hand it over.
You ready?
Okay.
Okay, she's good.
Hand it over to my bailiff. Let go of the phone.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm nervous.
That's fine, but I'm busy.
So 4 days after I told him I'd see him in court is when the nasty messages started coming and calling me all the bad words and everything. And there's a voicemail on there with him calling me the
Hold on,
word.
please. Hold on. This is all I want to say. I'm sorry for being a 7-letter word starts with A. And I don't deserve you. You're a great girl, and someday some guy will come along and meet the best girl. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. You sneaky little B-word. You took Eric's number off my phone and you texted him all my business. I don't believe you would do that. What happened? What happened? Let me ask you, what happened?
Well, she got a couple of my friends' numbers on my phone while I was in the shower or I was in the bathroom, and she went and she texted all my friends all my business.
What did she text them?
About money I owe and this and
Did you
that.
do that?
And
Are you still in a
Yes.
state of arrested development in high school?
No, I had talked to
Oh
his...
my God.
I had a
Yes, I was
conversation with
humiliated.
his friend Eric, so that's how I had his number.
Patty, please don't embarrass and hurt me. I'm not sure I can get the money tomorrow. Please talk 1 minute. Talk 1 minute. Where are your answers to these?
Where are my answers?
Yeah. How do I get those?
Some of them I do, because I had so
Oh,
many...
so you're just showing what you want?
No, I have... There's
Please,
a lot
let's
of them.
just stop this. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Please, you're my girl. Yeah, that's kind of weird. What was she saying that was making you say that? I'm going to sue you, and all of a sudden she's your girl again?
I just didn't want any trouble with the law. I was saying everything and anything just to calm her down, not to have any problems. Because she's got a temper like nobody I've ever met.
How much money did you take from her? Do you even
It was
know?
around 700.
Well, how'd she come up with 1,000?
I really don't know.
She says she paid your gas, gave you money from a pawn ticket or money to pay for something that was in pawn?
Yeah, well, we went to a store together. I didn't even know where we were going. And all of a sudden, we're in this pawn store, and she's pawning off jewelry. I didn't even know she was doing it.
What, did she give you the money?
She gave me a few dollars to help me out for medication I had to get in a drugstore. And
I can't sleep. Please don't do this to me. I'm sorry, please. I felt a lump on my chest. I'm so scared, I swear. This is you?
Yes.
Did you have a health problem?
Yes. With
Sorry
cancer.
to hear that. All right, is it under control?
I hope so. I have to go back Monday.
Why are you torturing me like this? Just let me leave a voicemail then. I'm sorry for everything I said. I would never blackmail you. Please let me keep the arrangement we had. I will give you another payment on payday. Oh, well, am I supposed to find no arrangement? I'm sorry for calling you that, but then I still don't see what it is he called you. Can you?
It's on the voicemail.
Play the voicemail.
And this is August 20th.
And do you have proof of the 7 bills that you're suing for here?
Yes.
Do you agree that she paid $209 at a supermarket for groceries for you? Hold off a second.
No.
No? Do you have proof that you paid for
Yes.
groceries? How are you going to prove that it's for him and not for you?
Because his supermarket that he shops at is Food Town.
Do you have the receipt for the supermarket, the actual receipt?
I have the actual receipt, no, but I have the on my debit card.
The gas, why is that something he has to pay you?
Because he needed gas to get to work. He had no money for gas for work.
Do you agree that she paid $45 to refill your car for gas?
She's lent me a few dollars for gas, yes, here and there.
According to you, the only 2 things you're supposed to pay back are the utility bills?
Yes.
At the time that you're sending those texts saying, let's just go back to the original arrangement, when you say that, how many times are you going to pay $100? Until what amount, what figures?
Well, it was going to be $175 for 4 payments.
So according to you, that amounts to $700, and that's all you were supposed to pay her until now, and now that she's suing you, it's become $1,000?
Yes.
All right, can you play the message?
First saved voice message. You're unbelievable. You took Eric's number off my phone, and you probably took his number off my phone, too, didn't you? You're telling him everything. You're doing this to me? You little... I don't know nothing to do with you. You stay the away from me.
Now,
Not your best moment.
you're
Not your best. What made you that mad? Just that she said you owed money, or she do something worse?
No, because she was going back and telling my family all kinds of things about
what was she
us.
saying other than that you owed her money?
That's it.
You just didn't want that. That's embarrassing. I'm just trying to figure out if she's... Okay.
Yes, and then she's calling up my friends that
All
she
right.
took their numbers from.
Is there another message you want me to hear?
Well, just last night, he left me a text message because he wanted me to come over and iron his clothes for court today. After we've been broken up since August 20th.
Did you seriously text this lady to go iron your clothes last night before
Yeah,
court?
well, she's a good ironer, so I figured she would help me out.
This is the way that I've been treated since August 20th.
Don't be ridiculous. That's code. Iron my clothes is code, dummy. You should be flattered and reject it, but that's what that was. You think he really needed you to iron his clothes?
I did a pretty good job, I think.
Oh, my God.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Would you ever loan somebody like this money when they are having significant financial problems?
I would if it's a good friend.
So would you ever pawn your own stuff?
If I'm in that dire of need, probably not.
You were kind of scoffing in the back. What do you think?
Oh, I would definitely loan the money. However, I would not pawn anything off to help support the other person.
If the person were really not, 50-50 whether you're going to get paid back, would you do it?
Under no circumstances would I ever lend money. I would either give money, but I would never lend money.
That's a wise man there. Going inside the courtroom.
In the beginning, I felt comfortable with him. We laughed. I felt that I could trust him.
A relationship that's based on one side plying the other with money is doomed for failure, okay? Okay, here's what I'm going to do. He agrees to having agreed to pay you $700. The additional funds that you're asking for, it's kind of fuzzy. I'm going to order him to finish paying you the $700. So we're going to deduct from that the $175, and that's a remaining judgment in your favor in the amount of $525. The next time that you meet somebody and are all excited, think about this. If you have to pay, it's probably one-sided. If someone comes up to you and you want to be compassionate, cook them dinner. If it's based on money, it's not real. Okay? Good luck to you. $525, judgment for the plaintiff.
What's the defendant leaving the courtroom first here after hearing that verdict? What's your reaction to it?
Not too happy. because it was not a loan, it was a gift. And after we broke up, all of a sudden it became a loan.
What caused this relationship to hit the rocks?
I don't know. Maybe it was too close to home.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay.
All right, head right down there and let's see what the plaintiff has to say about what the judge just told you.
I'm not very happy because one of the reasons this relationship fizzled is because every time I was with him, it was money, 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 money. And when I ran out of money...
Didn't a little light bulb go off in your head?
Yes, and
when?
that's after the utilities, that a grown man can't keep his utilities on.
Well, what did you find so attractive about him at the beginning that caused you to...
I just, because the familiarity, I remember him from high school, and he was a senior and I was a freshman, and I remember him. And
So the memory was attractive, or what?
the memory, not him, the memory.
Harvey?
Here's the thing, it's pure and simple. You can't buy someone's love, and that's what happened here. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on their way into the courtroom right now.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
A massage chair might seem a bit extravagant, especially these days. 8 different settings, adjustable intensity, plus it's heated, and it just feels so good. Yes, a massage chair might seem a bit extravagant, but when it can come with a car, suddenly it seems quite practical. The all-new 2025 Volkswagen Tiguan, packed with premium features like available massaging front seats, it only feels extravagant.
This is the plaintiff, Dawn Wolk. She says she contracted with the defendant's limousine company to take her family to the airport for their family trip, but the car never showed. The defendant admitted that a big mix-up had occurred on their end and told her he'd take care of any added expenses because of their mistake. Well, her family missed their flights, had to buy new tickets for another later flight, and now the defendant won't reimburse her the $1,512.80 she's out, so she's suing. This is the defendant, Herman. He says he scrambled like a crazy man to get the plaintiff a car at 1:30 for a 3:37 flight. But the plaintiff told him she already changed the flight and didn't want to go to the airport. He then returned to pick her up for her new flight and took her home at the end of her vacation, free of charge due to the mix-up. Next thing you know, she's claiming he owes her $1,500 and she sues him? Come on, man. He's accused of being a tad tardy.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff says the defendant's limo company was a no-show for a trip to the airport for a big family trip. Plaintiff says she missed the flight, but the defendant says he did everything humanly possible, but she had already changed the flight. It's the case of Fly Girl.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Don Walk and Jay Walk. Don, you have power of attorney for the two of you. I guess that's your husband?
Yes.
All right, you are suing Herman. You've asked to be referred to only by your first name and actually Herman's company. Are you the owner?
General manager.
You're the general manager. Okay, so you are representing the company.
Yes.
All right. Limousine service?
Yes.
All right, for $1,512.80, the cost of upcharges on airplane tickets that you were forced to expend as a result of the company being late to pick you up for a flight, according to you. Tell me what happened.
Okay, on March 19th, 2013, I booked and received confirmation of car service to pick me, my family, my husband, and my 2 children up at our home to take us to our flight to LaGuardia Airport for a 3:30 flight.
Okay, what time were they supposed to be there?
The original reservation is made for 1:20. I called for confirmation at 10:30 in the morning, and I also requested perhaps maybe they should come at 1 o'clock if possible, and they told me they could.
Who'd you speak to at 10:30?
Carol.
Carol.
And she said that the reservation's confirmed and someone could be there at 1.
Okay.
At 1 o'clock, nobody showed up. So I started making calls periodically till 1:10, 1:15. Where's the car? We're contacting the driver.
Do you have phone records?
I don't.
Why not?
I don't know that was relevant. I'm not sure.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? To prove to me how many times you called and stuff? What do you think they're going to say? What do you think on a case that involves entirely on whether they showed up and when they showed up? What do you think that the limo company is going to say? Watch this. What time did you guys get there?
We got there about 1:25.
1:25. Did they get there at 1:25?
Absolutely not.
Because you were still calling them at what time?
At 1:40. Actually, I had another call to them at about 2 o'clock when I started making new flight arrangements.
Are you saying they still weren't there at 2?
Yeah, no, they hadn't.
Oh, they never showed up.
They didn't show up until about 2:30, 2:45, and I already made a flight. I didn't know they were showing up. I was already making new arrangements. There's no way we could make it.
Who were you talking to between 1:20 and 2:45 or 2:30?
Maria.
Maria. Is Maria here?
No.
Where's she?
She is in Florida. The owner and her in Florida. That's why I'm here today.
Yeah, but you don't know anything. I need to speak to the person who actually she talked to.
Being that I'm the manager, I always follow up any incident like
that's
this.
Hearsay on your part. Did Maria give you an affidavit to give to us today?
No.
What's Maria's position? Let's hear the hearsay. What's Maria's position on whether she talked to her throughout that time and what time the car got there?
She just told me the car arrived a half an hour, 25 minutes to a half an hour late.
25 minutes to a half an hour. So what time then did the car arrive? Stop. What time did the car arrive?
Around 1:25, 1:30.
Oh, now, okay.
From what I was
1:25, 1:30. And the car was supposed to arrive at what time?
At 1, like she said, she is right. It's supposed to have arrived at 1. Originally, it was 1:20.
Why did it arrive 1/2 hour late?
Well, I believe the driver hit traffic coming down.
A half an hour's worth of traffic? What time was he scheduling to be there?
Stanford, and I'm not sure if there was an accident or something that happened in between Stanford
that's
and
where
Fairfield.
you're not helpful to me. Do you have an affidavit from the driver about why he's half an hour late?
No.
You've walked into this courtroom without so much as an affidavit from the driver swearing that he arrived there at 1:30. And do you know why you don't have that? Because he didn't arrive there at 1:30. Because if he had arrived there at 1:30, she would have taken her chances on a 3:30 flight.
So she wants the cost of rebooking the flight. Does she get it?
She should get some sort of reimbursement.
Does she get that?
Absolutely, she should. Because if she did not, get her limo
on time,
she would have had to have paid.
That's a fair point. What do you think?
Yes, she should have got the reimbursement for missing the flight because it was not her fault.
So the limo company is not only on the hook for the limo, but for the flight.
They're on the hook for everything. The flight, the limo, everything. They need to take care of it.
Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
Would you have gotten in the car if they got there at 1:30?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, because it's a 3:37 flight.
I would have said, let's go.
Right, then you still have time. So what time do you get on the phone and just arrange for later flights on Delta?
I started making arrangements at 2 o'clock. I mean, right after Maria said there's no car for me, I ran into the house.
So Maria actually said to you there's no car for you.
There's been a terrible mix-up when we have no car for you.
Did Maria tell you that?
No, I just have a totally
And
different
again,
story.
we have nothing from Maria, not so much as a letter from Maria saying what her version of things are, because Maria's in Florida, where you couldn't get to. All right, so go on.
So I went up to make the arrangements with Delta.
And now the cost, the $1,500 is the upcharge?
The new tickets were $538 each.
Got it.
$583 each. And then
so the $378 is a true upcharge just to get there.
Yes.
And that's all you're suing for.
That's right.
Right. You're not suing for the fact that you got 5 less hours in St. Petersburg.
And I had anxiety the entire week.
And what?
I had anxiety the entire week because I was worried that they wouldn't reimburse me, and it was a big hit for us.
Oh, you probably had anxiety the entire, how long ago was this? Several months, because apparently they didn't reimburse you. Now, were they telling you they were going to reimburse you?
Maria said she would, and then when I contacted Jean-Claude during the week.
What's the relationship between Maria and Jean-Claude?
Husband and wife.
Oh. Okay, so go on.
At first, I had gotten tickets that were much more from Delta. It was like 20, it was going to be another almost 3,000. So I got Maria on the phone. I said, this is what you're going to reimburse me for? It's like 3,000. I mean, it's 2,900 something. And Maria said, oh, no, we can't cover that. So then I had her on one phone and I had Delta on the other, and I had Delta look further. Can we go tomorrow? Can we go in the middle of the night on a red eye? I'll return another day. Whatever we can do to make this, to get better tickets. But
I wouldn't exactly call her a prima donna. Go on.
So Jean-Claude, when I told him during the week the story, he said, oh, I don't think we'd ever agree to something that kind of covering something that's maybe 400, he said. So then I stopped the conversation. I waited till I got home, and I contacted a friend of mine who's a lawyer. And she spoke to him a few times, and at one point Jean-Claude said, well, I'm going to contact my lawyer and see what he says that I should do. If he says I should pay, I will pay. So his lawyer said, yeah, you probably should pay. But give him 30 days and he'll pay you. And the lawyer sent an email and confirmed that he will pay. So July 19th comes around with I received no check. Jean-Claude's lawyer.
Stop!
Okay.
Can I just ask you a question? Why didn't they pay if they said they were going to pay?
I have no knowledge that they said. Gene,
Why are you here?
Gene told me he never told her he was going to pay.
Do you have the email from the lawyer saying they're going to pay?
Yes.
Yeah, hand it over.
Well, what was told to me that he never told her that, and if he did,
Okay, let
he
me
would
tell
have
you something.
charged her
He's a
for the-
liar. Andy's not here. Andy left you holding the bag. And you're the only guy I can yell at. I am writing to confirm that Jean-Claude will pay Dawn and Jay Walk $1,512.80 within 1 month of yesterday to compensate Dawn and Jay for the damages that they sustained as a result of failure to pick up Dawn and Jay and their 2 children on April 13th and take them to LaGuardia. Payment will be made to them by check or money order. Blah, 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 blah. What are you doing here?
Can I see that payment?
Yeah, heck yeah. Honest to God.
Okay.
No, keep it. All right, my dear. Is this all you're suing for? Can't you sue for more?
I know.
Ridiculous.
There's a lot to go through.
Ridiculous. You know, this is really rare for me to do this, but I'm going to find that you have been more inconvenienced than what you're asking for. And rather than ordering them to pay the $1,512.80 that they agreed to pay and didn't, I am going to order them to pay you $2,000 for your troubles.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, here's a defendant with a big smile on his face who's just been yelled at by the judge for the last several minutes. What was that like?
Wasn't nice.
How come you're smiling?
Well, the thing is, I guess there was a lot of evidence that wasn't told to me before I came here, and I got a few people to talk to when I get home.
What are you going to do first? What's going to be your first call?
To the owner.
Mm-hmm. What can you possibly say to the owner that's not going to get you in trouble? Thank you.
Thank you. I wish I would have.
Thank you. May I have another?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Head right down this way. All right. So step on in here. That was an interesting ruling for you, more than you even asked for.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I thought that was definitely duly earned.
Now that you got more than you even asked for, how do you feel now?
Great, fantastic. Glad it's over.
All right. Good for you. Harvey?
So the judge here allowed more than what the plaintiff was actually suing for. Legally, this is called the damages conforming to the proof of the case. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Love espresso, drip coffee, and cold brew? With the Ninja Luxe Cafe, if you can crave it, you can brew it. Espresso, balanced. Drip coffee, rich. Cold brew in a flash. With Barista Assist technology, you brew with no stress and no guesswork and make perfect silky microfoam hands-free from dairy or plant-based milks. Shop the Ninja Luxe Cafe at ninjakitchen.com.
This is the plaintiff, Carmine DiMaggio. He says he purchased wood from the defendant to use in his house, and the wood had mold on it. Unfortunately, he didn't notice the mold until the wood was already installed. The defendant agreed to refund him for the bad wood, but he refuses to reimburse him for the contractor who installed it and then removed it. He's gone to great expense removing the toxic wood from his house and is suing the defendant for $5,000, the amount he's owed. This is the defendant, Tony DeVito. He says the plaintiff had damage from Hurricane Sandy, installed the wood in his house, and then noticed mold had grown on it. That's because his basement's already moldy, in those mold spores attached to the lumber he purchased from him. He's been in business a very long time. His lumber is of the highest quality, and he simply doesn't owe the plaintiff a penny. He's accused of lumbering along.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff bought wood from the defendant and says the wood was moldy. But the defendant says the house was already full of mold. It's the case of shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Okay, Mr. DiMaggio, you are suing Richmond Hill Lumber, represented by Tony DeVito. You're the owner?
Yes.
For $5,000 in contractor expenses, supplies from Home Depot, labor to remove wood that you say he sold you, which was moldy, delivery charges, plus punitive damages, because according to you, he supplied you with moldy wood. Tell me what happened.
A little background on the mold. My homeowner's insurance was running out, and I had to get homeowner's insurance. So I got in touch with Narragansett Insurance Company. They came down and they sent somebody down to check out the house. They took pictures of the house and they took pictures of the basement. I have the pictures.
And so when they come, they insisted that you do a certain repair to it, which had to do with bringing in wood?
Correct.
So then you ordered the wood from him, and how much wood did you buy from him?
$640 worth of wood.
Okay. And then when the wood comes, do you notice mold on the wood?
When the wood came, it had some black spots on it.
And didn't you notice that?
I noticed that.
So, and your contractor didn't say, hey, this wood looks moldy?
The contractor mentioned it to me about the mold. I says, it can't be mold. I says, it's brand new wood.
So your eyes are telling you it's moldy, the contractor's telling you it's moldy, and you put it up anyway?
I didn't think it was mold.
Okay, so it's up, and now that it's up, what happens? The inspectors come from the insurance company and say, you got mold in your...
You didn't let me finish with the story with the insurance company.
That's not the dispute.
I just want to prove the point that there was no mold in the house before the wood was there.
And you're proving that by?
By pictures that the insurance company took and pictures that were taken after the wood was installed.
Do you know if the insurance company ever tested for airborne mold in your basement?
Nobody checked for mold.
How was your house damaged in Hurricane Sandy? How was the basement in your house damaged in Hurricane Sandy? That's what we're talking about, your basement, right?
I had 7 feet of water in the basement.
Oh, why didn't somebody check for mold before doing new work in it?
There was no mold. I'll show you pictures.
According to you, there's no mold in your basement and no mold on that wood, and yet there's moldy wood.
The molded wood is from the wood I got from him.
Did you sell this man moldy wood?
No.
Well, apparently you took the wood back.
Twice.
Okay, but when you take the wood back the first time, you have eyeballs and you can see the wood. Was the wood moldy?
After he returned it, yes. Used wood was moldy because he had mold in the basement. What happens is the mold attracts to the lumber. It's construction grade lumber.
Which means?
It's wet and makes it black.
Why did the wood have moisture in it? Because it always does?
Yeah, it always does. Contractors actually like construction grade lumber as opposed to a kiln dried lumber because when you nail it, it doesn't split.
All right, so go on.
At that point, I ordered kiln dried lumber for him that was coming from our distributor at no cost to him. We picked up the used lumber with nails in it, brought it back to our establishment. I had to pay to get rid of it, and then I brought him the kiln dried lumber.
But according to you, from the beginning, you said to him, well, who's going to pay for all the labor I just wasted, right?
When I found out that the wood had mold on it, I went to see him the same day, and he says, all right, he says, take the wood out, and he says, I'll give you new wood. I says, what about the material that went into it? He says, I don't pay for labor, I don't pay for material.
Okay, and now he replaces the wood with the kiln dry, and then what happens?
So when I got home, everything was said and done. When I got home, I looked at the wood, and I saw black spots on it. It had mold on it. So I called his distributor, Bert, right away, and Bert says, I told him to come down and look at the wood. He came down, he looked at the wood, he saw the mold, verified it was mold.
Do you have something from him that says that? Everybody's just going to flap their gums. Nobody's going to give me any affidavits from anybody saying all the pivotal things that
He's not going to give me an affidavit stating that the wood had mold. He's saying the wood had mold on it because he took the wood back.
What did he say to you? The distributor about taking the wood back?
Just get this guy out of your hair. That's what he said to me.
So the contractor tells the plaintiff, hey, this wood has mold. Plaintiff has it installed anyway, and now there's a problem. Does the plaintiff have a case here?
No, the contractor explicitly told him that the wood was moldy, so he can't be accountable.
Is there any argument you can make that the plaintiff should win this case?
Absolutely not. The plaintiff was given fair warning. The defendant has every right to do what they're doing.
Fair enough. Eyes wide open, going inside the courtroom.
I'll tell you a conversation I had with Carmine. I called him up and I had a conversation with him, and it was getting heated. And I guess at this point, maybe he hung up on me, but he didn't realize that he actually was still on the phone, and I was listening to his conversation. And I hear him go,
I live in perpetual fear of that.
I think it was his wife that he says that this guy's an He says,
oh, he thinks
and I says,
that you are.
I says, Carmine, not for nothing. I mean, I'm not calling you an Why are you calling me an
Because he thinks you're not on the phone.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Well, I just thought it was comical that he called me an but I don't know. But we gave the guy credit.
My 4th grade teacher, Mrs. Morales, used to say, if the shoe fits, put it on. That's what she said.
No, that's not the case.
All right.
But
does anybody have pictures of the wood? You have some pictures, right? Let me see your pictures.
I have,
what I really want are pictures of the second wood, the kiln dry that the distributor brought you.
The kiln dry, I don't have pictures of.
I
have pictures of the green wood.
Let me see those. See, the problem you have with those pictures is, I'm going to see mold on those pictures, there's no doubt about that. But the problem that you have is that what they're saying is, Judge, he had 7 feet of water in there. He has airborne mold. So it's not that we sold him moldy wood. It's that he has mold in his basement. I asked you if anybody from the insurance company had done a mold test, and your answer to me is no. Like, that's only an idiot would do that. Well, no, actually, somebody should have done that. So these pictures show that the wood, once up, does in fact have mold. It kind of works into his theory that it got mold after it was up in your basement.
The first set of pictures, the small set of pictures, was taken by the insurance company. And those pictures show no mold.
Let me see those. Yeah.
These were taken by the insurance company, and it shows no mold in the basement. No mold at all.
What's all that on the wall? It's all black on the wall.
There's no mold on it. It's been like that for months.
Since Sandy?
You're making faces. It's been like that for
I'm making
months.
faces because it looks like mold to me.
It's not mold.
These are the pictures the insurance company took?
Right. If I had pictures
How about
with
the
mold,
white
would I
stuff?
give it to
How about
you?
the white stuff? All over the wood there. What the heck's that?
Mold is black.
Yeah.
If it's white,
Well,
if
it'd be
it's
fuzzy.
white, if it's white, it's salt water.
Was there something else you wanted to say?
I just had a journal that I had printed for two.
By the way, you went ahead and returned his money, the money for the wood.
Yes, I have.
You
that
undid the
also.
transaction for the wood. He also wanted his delivery charges paid, the $25.26. You didn't return that.
No, we did not.
Okay.
Well,
and then what he's suing you for is all the labor that he's incurred that he says is your fault because it was your mold brought in as opposed to his mold. Right? That's what he's suing you for,
Well,
plus
yes.
$3 grand in punitive damages. All right, I find in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of the delivery charge. If you decide that you're going to undo the deal, then undo the deal, $25.26. As for the contractor's expenses, it boggles the imagination that you would see mold on wood and both you and your contractor would put it up. That tells me that you're lying about that. And you're insisting that's what happened because that's the only way you think you can recover from him. That's my verdict.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Tony, you're a good. Let me tell you, you're a good liar.
All right, so the plaintiff comes out, obviously not happy about the verdict, but
Not at all.
it's one thing to claim something, it's something else to actually fully prove it in court to collect damages.
The proof was there. The pictures were there when the insurance company came, and what she saw was not mold. If it was mold, I would have had it removed within right away. I saw if I saw.
Well, why would a contractor put up wood that was already molded?
I didn't think the wood would be molded, but when he put the wood up after the job was done, then all the mold came out.
What's the other side? Don't forget,
You know?
wood shot back.
All right, head right around the corner there with Officer McIntosh. And there he goes. All right, so step on in here. What's your feeling on this outcome here?
Well, he had mold in his basement prior to us bringing the material, and the wood is damp, and whenever there's mold, the mold is going to attract to moisture and can turn black.
Well, if you knew about this, why didn't you try to alert him to it?
I didn't know he had mold in his
Oh,
basement.
you didn't know?
No, we sent it, and everything was the best for that.
Is this one of those customers you can't...
Exactly, yeah. We'd be out of business if everybody was like him.
All right, Harvey.
Okay, you know, there's a legal term for this. It's called the duty to mitigate damages, to minimize your damages. Here, the plaintiff did have knowledge that there was a problem with the wood, and by installing it after being warned, the plaintiff caused his own damage, and the plaintiff can't look to the contractor to pay.